Fred back in the house, back in the saddle, one more again. Uh, just with some content. We're gonna talk about as Cowboy fans. I mean, where do we go from here? From what happened Sunday night, now came on yesterday, kind of give you how we built. But we got to move on because it's got another game, and we got to see where we go from here. So we're gonna talk about that here in just a minute. Plus, Micah's got to chill, man. Micah's got to chill. I mean, I mean that. I mean, in the most um, humble, uh, uh, kind of encouraging way possible. He got to chill. And then we gotta look at, we got a game coming up Monday night against the Chargers. Are we gonna be ready for that? And then we need some reinforcements. We got some guys hurt. We're talking about injuries and things of that nature. And then what about Dak? I mean, that's not on the thumbnail, but we're gonna talk about that too because I saw some stuff today. And let's want to talk about it. We ain't gonna be here long, maybe about 10, 15 minutes. Give me about 10, 15 minutes. We'll be right back.
Two times on the beat, bitch.
What's good, people? I was doing my little countdown, but I don't need that. It's your boy Uncle Fred. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Become a part of Uncle Fred Sports Experience. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. So, Cowboy fans, how are we feeling today, man? How y'all doing, good people? How are y'all? Okay, we had that knock on the chin Sunday night, and we talked about it Sunday night, and came back yesterday, and I was like, a lot of this is an indictment on how we put together, and I explained some things to you, kind of in a lot of detail. Probably went a little deeper than I probably should have, but I was feeling that. That was from the heart, man. That was from the heart. I wasn't just saying stuff. That was from the heart. I really feel like that, man. So, but but anyway, man, let's talk about some stuff here today. I'm not gonna be long. On the injury front, man, not only did we get whooped, man, but we got injured in the process, man. We gonna be uh first things LVE, Leighton Vander Esch, got a neck strain. He's on IR. He's gonna miss 4 to 6 weeks. Probably gonna be like 5 to 8 weeks because you got to have a ramp up time and stuff like that. So he's had issues with that neck before. So we don't want to rush him back and everything. So, but what that does is, well, we'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that. And CJ Goodwin, who many may not know who that guy is. CJ Goodwin is our special teams ace. Um, he's a gunner. He's also the guy that directs. He's like Bones Fossil on the field. Guys don't know who Bones Fossil is. Bones Fossil is the our he's the brother of Jim Fossil. Used to be the head coach of the Giants. I think he's deceased now. But Bones Foster is a special teams like guru. He's like one of the best special teams guys in the league, and he's our special teams coach. But anyway, CJ Goodwin, he's been here, uh, 8, 7, 8, 9 years. And he's kind of, he's a cornerback, but he don't play cornerback. He's like our special teams gunner. Well, he made a couple of nice tackles on Sunday night. That was one of the few bright spots. But he got a torn pectoral muscle, and he's out for the season. Yeah. People don't really look at special teams like they really should. because it's a lot of times that's you don't appreciate special teams to a dude miss a kick or shank a punt, right? Or a dude give up a punt return touchdown or something like that. You don't really appreciate special teams till it's out, till it's not there. And then while we're on special teams, Cavante Turpin, our return guy, and caught our only touchdown Sunday night. He got a high ankle sprain, but they really was supposed to be out like 4 to 6 weeks because that's usually the turnaround time on a high ankle sprain. But latest I've been hearing, he might be just day to day. So we'll kind of see what happens with that. And I know that Deron Bland went out of the game at one point, went to the sideline, and then I seen him back in the game later. So I don't know if he's. I think he's going to be available for Sunday, so we'll kind of see how that goes. And I think I saw Donovan Wilson go down a little bit, and I saw him come back. So he may be good too. But we got kind of beat up in that game, So we'll kind of see how that goes. Now, speaking of that game, we really don't want to talk too much about that game, or we'll end up being just like Micah. Look here, man. Micah got to chill. And let me say this, as a Cowboy fan, I love Micah Parsons, right? Because I mean, that dude is just talented. He's got talent oozing from every pore in his body. He's fast, twitchy, got that ferocity, swag. He got all the things, right? I know with Micah. I think in some degree, Micah's kind of. A lot of times I love Micah's bravado, but then sometimes I want Micah just to shut the what up. Like Bernie Mac said, he needs to shut what they call the up sometimes. And I think he needs to know where he is. Okay. He's got a podcast, which I kind of got some issues with that because I guess I'm the old school dude because I'm like, and I know that, all the, guys have, but, I heard Mike Fisher say today that, back in the day, a lot of the former Cowboys, when he was covering them in the 90s, they all had radio shows, but I think that's after they won a Super Bowl, though. I don't think that was prior to winning the Super Bowl. So, but now it's gravitated to podcasts where you control your own narrative. And I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to control his own information flow that comes out, whatever. So I understand that. But also understand that when you sometimes get on these things, you get to talking and you could say things that really don't need to get said. Now, he's on the podcast, I think, Monday, which I applaud him for having a podcast after we got our butts beat. I would not felt too bad if he just said, you know what, man, I don't need to, there's nothing to talk about tonight, man. But, he was a solid dude, came in. He says, man, they was ready for everything that we were trying to do. They out schemed us. They were ready for everything. We did everything we tried. They was there ready for it. And so basically, he said they weren't prepared. And it goes to what I was trying to tell you guys yesterday, right? Cowboys, in terms of preparation, and like I said, you can fault the coaching staff for that, but I go all the way to the top because I think whatever happens with the Cowboys, it's under the willful allowance of Jerry Jones. I've been telling y'all that. Like I was telling you before, when I see wayward kids, I don't blame that kid. I blame the parents. Okay. And so whatever's going on with that, and then of course now the pocket, he had some good things to say on the pocket now. Then this thing started going sideways, and that's why you don't really get into all that. It started going sideways, right? Because then he started, he found out that George Kittle had on this shirt that said F Dallas on it. He pulled it up after the game and he's showing it underneath his shirt. And of course, for some reason, that just turned Micah off. It just turned him inside out. And you're like, dude, I thought that was my boy, Kittle. I'm like, dude, he's a 49er. He's not your boy. I promise you. Now, I seen him dap him up and hug him up, him and Trent Williams before the game. Dude, them are not your boys. Those are the 49. They are laughing at you, okay? All right. I think sometimes people need to understand, oh man, I didn't know it was personal. Dude, it's been personal. It's been personal since 1981 and Dwight Clark catching the pass in the back of the end zone. It's been personal. Where the heck you been? We don't like them. They don't like us. It's personal. It's been personal. You just late to the party. You coming to the party and everybody going home. Then he's going back and forth with Debo, and Debo Samuel's like, man, shoot, we took it easy on y'all, man. Y'all, he's talking about trust and believe. We coming back at y'all. And I'm like, Micah, shut up. Because I'm coming from the old school. When you got your butt beat, you shut the heck up and you pick up your ball and you go home. You don't talk ish back with them folks after you done got your butt beat. You just don't do it. That's just this newfangled thing. You lose and you get to talk jump. No, when you win, you talk jump. You can talk all the ish you want when you win. When you lose, you got to eat that. And that's just the way it is, you know? He don't seem to get it. But see, here's the thing. The podcast and all this going back and forth, and he's all this sort of stuff's going on. Here's the thing I'm pissed off about, because all of this is under that umbrella what I was talking about. See, Jerry's allowing this to go on because he likes that banter, because that gets us talked about. That's going to be on the shows the next day. And any publicity is good publicity in his eyes, right? And all I be trying to say, and I don't be meaning no harm or nothing by that, but everything you do as Cowboys, as a player, it ought to be in the efforts of what helps you win. If it don't help you win, why are you bothering doing it? Why are you spending air, time, and blood, sweat, and tears doing it if it doesn't help you win? Now, what I mean by that is that he's spending all this good oxygen and air and time going back and forth with George Kittle about that shirt. Nobody cares about that shirt. And you thinking those guys are your friends. I mean, you just disillusioned. Them guys aren't your friend. We don't care about them dudes, right? I know you think everybody in the NFL is a brotherhood, and to a certain degree that they are, but just like the Eagles, them ain't your friends. I know you like, Devontae Smith, and I know you like AJ Brown. Y'all go back and forth. Dude, them ain't your friend. We don't like them, okay? I know that's the state you come from, but the problem I got with that is, see, we got a problem with preparation anyway, because we spend too much time in the histrionics and stuff. We don't spend them less time, because did we look like we was prepared Sunday night? No, we didn't, right? And so I'm like, you're spending all this time going back and forth with George Kittle. Do you know we play the Chargers in 6 days? They got an OC. I don't know if you've heard of him, but I believe he used to be, I don't know, the OC of the Dallas Cowboys for 4 or 5 years. Pretty much knows all of y'all's, all your defensive sets and all the stuff that y'all do, right? And they had an extra week to prepare for y'all because they didn't play this past week. So all this time you going back and forth with Kittle, couldn't you be, I don't know, watching game film, looking at tendencies, looking at game plans, going, I know they didn't practice today, but I mean, that time I would be working on that stuff. I wouldn't be wasting no time on a game that's already played. That hay is in the barn already. You got the Chargers, and then you got the Rams, you got a bye, you got the Eagles. I think I got that right. They don't get no easier. The Rams are better than you think they are, okay? And they got an offense with a lot of motion, just like the 49ers and the Dolphins, who you'll play later this season. So I would be getting on that right now. I'll be getting some film footage on that, be studying that right now, rather than going back and forth with some guy that you already beat. Talking about when we see them again. You might not see them again. Worry about what's in front of you, not what's behind you. So that's that. And so moving on, like I said earlier, we got to get reinforcements, man, because We had some injuries. We had injury to Trayvon Diggs, and I don't know about you, but uh, Stephon Gilmore didn't look as good as I've known him to be this past week. And I know we're going to be playing the Chargers Sunday, and Chargers, average about 350 yards passing, and they get up and down. They got that Johnston kid from TCU, who's a big, strong, physical wide receiver to go with, because Mike Williams is out. I can't think of the other guy's name. It'll come to me in a second. Great route runner, and they got some. And then Austin Eckler is going to be back. Man, Kellen Moore is going to want to embarrass y'all. I'm telling you that. Why are you going back and forth with what's his name? But here's the thing: we got hurt, man, and so Patrick Surtain is probably available. Probably going. Denver probably going to want a first round pick. Now his dad then came out and said that he's. Which I never like when the parents come or family members be talking, because it's almost like they're an extension of what that player is saying. That's why, the parents and family members of players, Patrick Mahomes, his wife and brother is talking stuff. I just don't like it. It's just not a good look, man. This is not a good look, right? But he was talking about that, the Broncos don't have nothing good going on and need to just, do the right thing or whatever. And, whatever. Patrick Surtain would be a good, because that's the guy we wanted back in 2021. But we end up with the grand prize and getting Michael Parsons. But we went into that draft thinking we was either going to get Patrick Surtain or J.C. Horn, and I think they really wanted Patrick Surtain. Okay, to go with Trayvon Diggs, to Alabama. They played together at Bama, but they ended up getting Micah. It would be good to go ahead and get him too. Then you could do whatever you wanted to do with Stephon Gilmore. You could still kick Deron Bland back to the slot, and you still would have Jordan Lewis, as a backup, and you'd have depth at your corner and cornerback and secondary, So we need to do something there as guys are going down. With linebackers, because you lost LVE, so we only had like two linebackers to start with. We had LVE and we had Damone Clark, and now LVE is out. So what I would suggest that they do, maybe move Micah back to the traditional linebacker where he can just move around and make plays, call the defense, be in the middle, be Fred Warner, do that kind of stuff. Occasionally come in and get a sack, line up and get a sack. I don't know why they lined him up on Trent Williams Sunday. I'm digressing. I would have lined him up on McClintock or whatever that dude is on the other side. That's the Huckleberry, but whatever. But there's some guys that are available. Shaq Thompson, the guy from the Carolina Panthers, the longest tenured guy. I think he's in the last year of like a 4-year, $53 million contract. And I think they're going to get about 12, 13 million of that they'll pay. I mean, he's a steady linebacker. I think PFF graded him at like 73 point something last year at one sack, couple of fumble recoveries. He's, we need linebackers, but of course, I think we'll probably get somebody from the bargain bin or whatever, because they like that. Because now we got another dude, Damian Wilson. If that name sounds familiar, it's because we drafted him back in 2015. Both him and Shaq Thompson were both in the 2015 draft, so they're both like 7-year veterans, 8-year veterans, and so he's with the Minnesota Vikings, I think. Leave me the line. I'll just look at it myself. No, he's with the Carolina Panthers also. Okay. Yeah. So both of them with the Carolina Panthers. He went with us. I think he won a championship with the Kansas City Chiefs and played with a couple other teams. He's with the Carolina Panthers now. So I think they're in fire sale mode too. So, last time you want to go see, that's what the Broncos are in fire sale mode. So that's what you want to see, teams that aren't going anywhere. And they may want to part with some good talent. Sometimes you get them on a 1-year rental, and see if you think you're close, you get that guy. We'll see what we're doing. But those are just two guys I thought of. We got Michael Ricks, I think that's what his name is, off of the practice squad out of Syracuse a couple of years ago. He's just a body. And then Malik Jefferson, I think, is the guy came out of Texas. He's been there a few years. He's on practice squad. I would think he would be activated this week. So we'll have at least 3 linebackers. And the thing that always bothered me about, us having this dearth of linebackers, because I always have thought that when you're a team, you look at the teams that you're trying to beat, okay? And then you build your team to beat those teams, okay? So in the current situation we're in, we know we got to play, we got to beat the 49ers. Obviously, we failed at that attempt on a couple of nights ago, but that tail ain't over yet. We might see them again, and then the Philadelphia Eagles. Okay, now I know this newfangled thing with everybody's going 5 wide, everybody's doing all this stuff, and that's why we run the 4-2-5 hybrid kind of defensive alignment with 5 defensive backs and 2 linebackers, right? But my problem with that is that you're not playing Miami Dolphins every day or the Buffalo Bills. You know who you're playing? You're playing the Eagles, the Giants, who got a mobile quarterback and like to run the football, and the 49ers. So if you're going to try to stop the run, you know what you need? You need linebackers. So I don't know why we thought it was cool to go into the regular season with just 2 linebackers with a guy that's a hurt dude like Van Der Esch, who's good when he's healthy, but he gets hurt, it seems like all the time. That was kind of a fluke thing that happened to him Sunday. But I'm just saying, if you want to beat the teams, you got to build your teams to beat those teams. And, I don't know that we're going with 2 linebackers and 5 defensive backs. You go up playing against the Eagles, man, you're gonna get steamrolled because you just don't have enough, And I know we've been playing Marquise Bell a lot at line, but he's 205 pounds. I saw him get kind of ramrodded Sunday, because he's trying to go up in there and, you got, and if Trent Williams or one of them other offensive linemen that's 325, 330 pounds, you 205. I would try Israel Mukuamu because he's 6'3", 220. I would put him in there if I'm going to have somebody playing hybrid linebacker, hybrid, that kind of thing. But we need some reinforcements and stuff like that. Lastly, here's a thing too. It's it's basically a question from last time because I was corresponding with some people in the Weedham Boys, and shouts out to Weedham Boys, Cowboy fans. 365 and all the other Cowboy groups. I come in and I kind of engage with some of those groups during the day when I see some stuff. But a lot of stuff, because I know what the game went Sunday, but there's a lot of, this person came in and said like, hey, we need to fire McCarthy and get rid of Dak. That's all that knee-jerk thing, right? So I said something today and I was like, look, you guys got to quit looking at things from the surface level, start digging deep. We done had different coaches, different quarterbacks, since 97. We'll just say since 2000, because Troy Aikman was there until 2000, right? And we kind of had somewhat similar results, right? And the constant is who? You know who? JWJJ. Gerald Wayne Jones Jr., right? And there's a certain way he runs the Cowboys, and there's certain things that he, in his willful allowance, he lets happen. So we don't value prep and coaching and structure and game planning and strategy, but we value notoriety and making headlines and things of that nature, right? And being talked about. And so when we go and we play teams that are equal to us, we have problems with them because when we play, because I said something today because like I said, somebody said something and they said fire McCarthy and shoot, I'll tell you what I said. I'll tell you exactly what I said. Shoot, I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing, man. Yeah, this feed and understand this. I'm responding to this feed. I'll let you see it. What does that say? Y'all see that? Y'all can't see that? Well, it says Dak and McCarthy have to go. Okay, and a lot of people love that and stuff like that, you know. And then somebody else, Daniel Fernandez, said, yeah, they need to take the Jones family with them. I'm with that. I'm with that. So this is what I said. I said this. I said, dude, and I just said, dude. You know, we call folks dude, even though they may be, you know, female. We just say, dude, you know. But it's somebody named Travis, somebody, whatever. So I'm assuming that's a guy. But I said, dude, y'all really got to start seeing things. We got foolishness going on right now with Micah and that dumb, you know what, podcast, spending time that they should be using to prep for the Chargers, who've had a week off to prepare for us. Jerry allows this circus to exist because he loves the marketing of it. Who do you think helped Micah set up this podcast and pull some strings for him? That's just a speculation on my part, you know. Once you open your eyes, you'll see that it doesn't matter who's QB or who's head coach. As long as that guy, Jerry, is pushing this marketing publicity of head of football, will always come up short. You saw the game Sunday, right? Did it seem like the 49ers were more prepared than we were? Okay? With a more prepared team. Wonder how much time they devoted to podcast material. And that's all I said, right? You know, I think that's pretty good. And some girl named some Stacy lady came in and gave me an angry emoji. And I'm like, angry emoji? What do you mean an angry emoji? And I'm like, what? She don't like what I just said? And so she came up. Y'all wasn't saying that when we had a big win. I just don't like it when people are misinformed. They try to check me. Y'all weren't saying that when we had a big win. We were all good, just a couple of hiccups. McCarthy took the pack to the Super Bowl. We'll see what he does when our boys come on now. This page is Cowboys forever, not for bashing. And I'm like, ain't nobody bashing. Stacy, I don't know, and I hope, you know, I don't mean no disrespect. I'm hoping you're not a parent. If you are, and I'm hoping, and I know we are in this all positive thing with our, you know, today. But in my day, you know, your parents checked you when you were wrong, okay? And I got my butt spanked and strapped, and belted a lot. Well, not a lot. I was a pretty good kid, but I, you know, sometimes I, you know, mouthed off and did some things I wasn't supposed to, and I got checked, right? And I wouldn't be who I am today without it. But some of y'all are like, no, I don't want to curb their enthusiasm. I want them to be, and them kids end up, they end up killing all the people in the house because you just let them do whatever. You never check their behavior, right? So anything that you love, you chastise. That's biblical. That's in Deuteronomy. You know, you're a parent, you love your kid. You love, you chastise, right? You're supposed to. That's part of it. So, but not only that, she's technically wrong because no, I wasn't saying that. But Stacy, we beat the Giants, the Jets, and the Patriots. Those aren't good teams. Okay, we could just line up and just roll over those teams, right? They don't have the personnel we have. We don't even have to watch a lick of game film. Just show up and beat those teams, and we pretty much did that, right? But you see, when you play teams that talent level are equal to yours, that's where coaching and strategy kind of makes a difference, right? And if you notice, over the past 28 years, the Cowboys have had a problem where? In the playoffs. Where what? You might find a team that's on the same level as you, okay? That's why coaching, the details, preparation, strategy, game planning, all that stuff is kind of important. More important than getting mad at the guy having a shirt on that says F the Cowboys. Don't care about that stuff, you know? So that's all I was trying to say is that, you know, when you play good teams, the preparation and the strategy is more important than when you're playing the Giants, the Jets, and the Patriots, who 2 or 3 of those teams probably gonna fire a coach this year. All right, that's all I was saying. But I appreciate the back and forth. But come with something that means something, and that, don't check me if you ain't got your stuff in line. I'm just gonna be honest with you. Don't come for your boy if you don't know what you're talking about. All right. And I wasn't bashing nobody. I'm a Cowboy fan to my heart, but I'm not gonna just say, oh man, they were great Sunday and they were just hot awful, god awful. It was embarrassing. And for me to not say that they were embarrassing would be, uncivilized. We'll just say it like that. But anyway, we in this thing with Dak. So where we at with Dak? This Dak thing is kind of it's a conundrum. I'm gonna admit, I kind of have been a Dak supporter, but only because I understand what Dak is and what he's not. All right. I'm not one of these people that think Dak is supposed to be Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. Okay. He's not those dudes. Okay. He's not. Okay. But that's okay. He don't have to be. All right. And like I said before, you don't have to be an elite quarterback to win a Super Bowl. You don't. Because I painted, I gave you a list of quarterbacks that didn't even make a Pro Bowl in my recollection. They got Super Bowl titles. Some of them even got two. I think Eli Manning's got two of them. I don't know if he ever made a Pro Bowl. I think that dude got like 200 interceptions. Okay, got two. Joe Flacco got one. Brad Johnson and what's the kid from that was at Baltimore? Golly, he's the head coach at UAB now. I can't think of his name, but they, and then you go with Carson Wentz and Nick Folk, Foles. I'm sorry, Nick Foles. They can't even get a job, right? So I mean, you don't have to be great. And see, I understand it. And see, I went to bat for Tony Romo. See, I'm a Cowboy fan, so I went to Cowboys quarterback. I just don't know how you can separate the two. I love the Cowboy, but I hate that quarterback. You know how dumb that sounds? Yeah, I'm with him, but I want him to get better. I went to bat for Romo. I argued people went for Romo, but I understood Romo was not Peyton Manning, and I faulted the Jones family and his need for trying to sell tickets to have Romo throwing the ball 50 times a game. Because you're going to probably get about 4 interceptions if he throws it that many times. Same thing with Dak. If he throws it 50 times, he's going to throw four picks. Okay? There's only a handful of quarterbacks you can put in their hand 50 times, and you could, a Tom Brady maybe, and, Peyton Manning, maybe Pat Mahomes, maybe Aaron Rodgers. And that might be it. You don't want him throwing it that many times because that also could get you hurt. Going back there to pass that many times. So I understand what Dak is. He is a good, he's a pretty good to good quarterback that has really maximized his talents. Remember, this dude's a 4th round pick, right? He's really already outkicked his coverage, to be perfectly honest. Because you really can't tell me another 4th round pick that's done as well as him, other than maybe Tom Brady. You can't really tell me nobody else. Okay? That's done what he's done. He's been to a couple of Pro Bowls, got a couple of 4,000-yard seasons, got a couple of 30-touchdown seasons. I mean, the dude ain't garbage. I just think that he's having problems with the new offense. I think he's not comfortable, not confident in what he's doing with the new offense, right? That being said, I don't know. We were really in a conundrum because you really don't want to extend him, but if you don't extend him, he's going to have a cap hit next year of $59 million. And that's going to mean if you get rid of him, you'd have to eat that $59 million and the fall up under the salary cap. You'd have to cut some guys and still not have Dak. And then you might have to do the unthinkable. Dang, I got to extend him. Maybe pay him $45 to $55 million a year, but the cap hit might only be like $20 million. And that allow you to have, an extra, $50 million in salary cap money. That way you can get more logs on the fire for your team. I mean, I'm not one that want to extend him either, But here's the thing, and we're going to close on this. See, That's an old Shakespearean phrase. I don't know if it's Shakespeare or not, but it's an old school phrase, whatever. But perfect is the enemy of good. And if you think you can just toss Dak Prescott into the garbage heap and think you can just grab a quarterback, draft a guy, well, I mean, that's fine. But what if you draft Zach Wilson, had drafted Zach Wilson? How you think you'd feel today? Just a thought. I mean, because sometimes when you say things, people don't take things into the thinking channel. Don't just get rid of that. Okay, replace him with what exactly? Some rookie quarterback that's going to take a couple of years, 3 years to groom, and then you got guys that's ready to win now. You think that's fair to Micah and Trayvon Diggs and Leighton Vander Esch and guys like that, and Zach Martin, guys that maybe got a couple of good years left, and have a rookie quarterback floundering, throwing pick sixes every other play, and you say Dak does that? Dak really don't do that. He had a bad year last year. He really don't do that. Okay. So that's all I'm saying. And something Law Nation said. They say, don't get me wrong. Ain't nobody no Dak apologists because you ain't doing it right. Hey man, you getting paid a good amount of money. We kind of expect you to do some things better than you're doing it, right? But you could go back into that thing, and you know how you play, let's make a deal, and you say, oh, no, I want what's behind, I'll take the sure thing, or you want what's behind door number 3. You could behind door number 3 could be Josh Allen, or it could be Josh Rosen. Okay? Mac Jones. Whom do I like Mac Jones? Mac Jones is regressing. He's looked like he might be heading towards, I don't hate to say bust, but he's got benched two games in a row. I mean, what are you going to replace him with? What do you know? Because quarterback is a crapshoot. Good quarterbacks don't grow on trees. Minnesota Vikings are thinking the same thing. Oh, we just get rid of Kirk Cousins. Okay. And get what? Because you're not going to be bad enough to get Caleb Williams. I mean, to get what? Bo Nix? Oh, sure. I'd like to see you trade in Kirk Cousins with all his 10, 11, 9, 10, however year veteran savvy and go for Bo Nix. I saw Bo Nix when he's at Auburn. Okay. I know he's been good at Oregon, but so all these people that say, oh yeah, just get rid of good quarterbacks and just go for the unknown. Remember this. The devil you know is way better than the devil you don't know. Okay. But I know there's always a thing. You always never be scared to take a chance, because sometimes that's why you buy a lottery ticket, I guess, right? You gotta take a chance at some point too. So, well, that's all I got, man, for tonight. Like I said, I ran a little over, going on a couple things. I've been on 3 days in a row. That's a first for me. But please jump down in the comments, like, comment, subscribe, become a part of Uncle Fred Sports Experience. Guarantee you will not be disappointed, man. We got to get better, man. We got these Chargers, man. I believe we're gonna dig down way deep, man, and we're gonna send Kellen Moore home mad. That's a home game for us. That's a sad thing. They're in their home stadium. It's gonna be Justin Herbert's gonna be coming up to the line of scrimmage trying to quiet the crowd in his own stadium because the Cowboy fans gonna be so livid, and I can't wait. But yeah, we're gonna get them. I'll be back. I'll be on later this week to give them my pick'ems. Probably Saturday, me and TK do our pick'em show, and then I'll do my pregame show probably Saturday, Friday or Saturday. So I'll be back. I probably won't be back tomorrow. I'll be back Friday and Saturday, and so gonna be seeing a lot more of your boy Uncle Fred. I'm back in the saddle now, but we'll catch you guys on the next video. God bless. We'll catch you guys in the next video.